On this episode of Wellington Then and Now, I will explore the story of a Wellington man who won state and nationwide acclaim for eating things such as newspapers, catalogs, whole chickens, and pretty much anything else. The man's name was John Horton. When I first heard about this man's astonishing talent, I thought it was surely just a Wellington myth, but to my surprise, I discovered that this man really did exist. According to a newspaper article from March 5th, 1924, on many a Saturday you would likely find John Horton on some sunny street with a crowd of curious admirers, as he showcased his ability to eat anything. One day, as John Horton stood before a large crowd on Washington Avenue, he gobbled down a tray of bananas, 26 to be exact. It seems someone had wagered him 25 cents he couldn't eat the whole bunch. Just before he finished, he said that for another $5 he would eat 6 dozen more bananas after he finished the 26. However, everyone in town knew John Horton and knew better than to bet against his superhuman stomach capacity. It seems this is how John Horton made his living, by placing bets on his ability to eat anything at any time. Some of the things that John Horton ate included a pound of frankfurters. Supposedly he sucked them straight into his stomach without chewing or anything. On another occasion, he ate 3 dozen eggs, shells included, then finished his meal by devouring 2 entire Sunday newspapers. When someone asked what the hardest thing he ever attempted to eat was, he said it was a dozen lemons without sugar. He was also known to consume whole cases of soda pop, 50 pounds of raw cabbage, pieces of glass, and whole chickens. On May 5th, 1924, he actually challenged 2 other men to a chicken eating contest. The plan was for the 2 other men to eat 25 spring chickens each, while John would attempt to eat 50 chickens. If the 2 men could eat more than 25 chickens apiece, John Horton would continue to try to eat double the amount of chickens as the other 2. I couldn't find the results of the contest, but I'm quite sure John Horton stuck to his word and amazed the crowd as usual. He became so well known for his eating abilities that he was actually featured in Ripley's Believe It or Not. He was featured as John Horton, the Iron Duke of Wellington, Kansas, after he ate an entire sack of cement. It seems there was no limit to what John Horton could eat. He almost seemed invincible, but unfortunately, he wasn't. In 1929, while visiting his brother in Lyons, Kansas, John Horton dropped unconscious in front of a grocery store. He was pronounced dead just a few minutes later. According to one news article, he died from acute dilation of the heart. He was only 50 years old. It seems the eating champion of Wellington had pushed it just a little too far. However, the story doesn't end there. In order to ensure that his body would not be tampered with after he was buried, John Horton's immediate relatives actually had his stomach removed and sent away for safekeeping. It seems that certain people had warned Horton's family that his grave would likely be robbed by people who would like to have the stomach for study and examination. Supposedly, large sums of money would have been paid for the body. I did a little research and discovered that John Horton is buried here at the Prairie Lawn Cemetery. Unfortunately, he did not have a headstone, but James Hurlson, the cemetery caretaker, informed me that he is buried here between these 2 trees. Who would have guessed such a celebrity lived and is buried right here in Wellington, Kansas? You can find amazing things if you just do a little looking. That's it for now. I'll see you next time on Wellington Then and Now. Now it's time for a Wellington Fast Fact. Did you know that Sumner County was named after Senator Charles Sumner of Massachusetts? In 1856, during the Bleeding Kansas crisis, Sumner gave his famous Crimes Against Kansas speech. In the speech, he denounced slavery and argued that Kansas should be admitted to the Union as a free state. South Carolina Representative Preston Brooks, who was a strong advocate of slavery, was so infuriated by Sumner's speech that he commenced to beat Sumner unconscious with his cane. He continued to beat Sumner until his cane broke. Sumner survived the beating but suffered severe head trauma. If you would like to share any interesting facts about Wellington's past, you can contact us at 620-326-8989, or you can send an email to cjohnston@sutv.com.